My community has 1,500 members and a retention of 104%. Now, this isn't accurate. I just took a screenshot of it now, and this is the latest number. The reason why it says 104% retention is just because I made more in revenue from upgrades than I lost from churn, but typically the retention is around 92 to 94%. Now, the reason why retention is so important and you want to get it to as close to 100% as possible, because otherwise you just have a leaky bucket. You're trying to pour water into a bucket that has a hole into it, and it's frustrating. You're bringing new members in, but every month the more and more members are leaving, so you're never really taking advantage of compounding monthly recurring revenue. Now, we'll go over some of the things that I did to fix my retention, because my retention was just at around 76% not long ago. So now the first thing that I did to increase the retention was add annual payment options. So if someone pays upfront annually, they'll probably get a discount. That's what makes the annual payment worth it. And they paid for every month upfront, so that's 100% retention. They're not leaving. The next thing that I fixed was my onboarding process. So at first, I didn't really have a process. I just had a start here post. People could introduce themselves, but that was it. They didn't know what to do next, where to go in the classroom, what to say in post. Like, it was confusing. So now the onboarding process is very clear, and I tell people step by step where they need to go depending on where they're at in their journey. Right. So when they first join, they get an auto DM. I tell them about the start here post, that they should introduce themselves. They go ahead and they do that in that post. There's a pinned comment in that post, and I let them know about a gift. When they click on the gift emoji that I have in the post, they go into the classroom. And when they get in the classroom, they determine where they're at in their journey based on the options that I gave them, and they go down a certain path based on where they're at. So it's a lot more clear. There's a lot less confusion and overwhelm because I'm taking them through the onboarding step by step, and that helped my retention a lot. So that onboarding also touches on the next thing about overwhelm. Right? So when people join a community and there's a lot going on and they don't know where to start, there's no instruction or order, people get overwhelmed, people get confused, and then they end up leaving. So tightening up that onboarding process for me, I think reduced the overwhelm a lot, and I was able to determine that based on not just the retention, but the engagement that I got from certain members. The questions that they asked were different. Before, the questions were like, what do I do now? Like, where do I go in the classroom for this? Do you have this available in the classroom? What's going on? Now the questions are very specific to the material that I have or their specific situation. The next thing that I worked on was my response time. So now I get emails whenever someone joins the community, and if they join, they're at the start here post, or they DM me, they do any sort of interaction in the group, whether it's a post, a comment, or anything, I'm responding to those new members within 24 hours to not only make them have a good impression, but so that they don't feel neglected, right? Someone immediately buys something, they have no idea who you are, they might have some buyer's remorse. You want to let them know that they made the right decision. Another thing to note is that retention is not a one-time fix. Something else I feel helped with my retention a lot is making sure that I keep members looking forward to something coming up. So previously, I would work on things behind the scenes and then think that I could just drop something in the classroom, make a post about it, and people would love it and get it. But what I realized is that before the things that I was working on were finished, people would have left the community. And then lastly, and you'll hear about this all the time, you want to make sure that your members get a quick win as fast as possible, right? So within the first 7 days is best, especially if you're going with a 7-day free trial. If someone gets that win within that first 7 days, they're much more likely to stay. So doing that leaves a good impression, especially again, because people have the buyer's remorse. As soon as they make that decision, they're already second guessing, was this the right decision for me or not? So you want to let them know that this was the right decision, you're in the right place, and that helps a lot with your retention. So now you have your retention where you want it. So 100 people join your group, and if by the end of the month, over 90 of them stay, then you have good retention, and all you need to focus on now is traffic. Because now you don't have a leaky bucket. And for traffic, I use meta ads, and if you want me to build your strategy for you, you can join my community, link in the description.